Coming up, Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney visits Fargo.
A weak snowstorm prompts questions about storm predictions.
And both men's and women's basketball teams are preparing for the Summit League tournaments.
This is SUTV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Aaron Berner.
And I'm Taryn Smith. As talks of snowstorm began to surface, predictions ranged widely as to just how much precipitation we would actually get.
And with a storm much less severe than what was expected, some people are asking how hard it is to predict the weather. SUTV News' Ryan Nelson looked for the answer.
About 12 inches of snow there.
No one can predict the future completely, but meteorologists can get pretty close.
I don't think in all my years, 26, 27 years of forecasting weather, I don't think I've ever gotten one winter storm exactly right.
We're never, ever, at least not in the near future, going to be exactly 100% right on.
Their biggest goal is to make their forecasts useful to the everyday person.
I always say that meteorology is not an exact science, which of course means that, you know, you're not going to get the same result every time, and we are predicting the future, and when you predict the future you can't always account for those small little changes that occur.
What we try to do is get as close as we can to what the conditions are going to be like and how much snow is going to fall and how high the winds are going to be. It's close enough to it so that we can be of use.
Although meteorologists can often see winter storms coming for several days in advance, they don't know just how great that storm will be until it's very close. NDSU climatologist Dr. Adnan Accuse also knows that this is not an easy process.
It's really hard to measure these precipitations, and precipitation itself is harder to predict than the temperature.
But meteorology often involves more than just predicting the weather. It helps people stay safe.
You have to take people into consideration, how they're going to react to your forecast.
However, continuing to use the latest technology available in the field, these meteorologists may soon be able to completely predict the future. Ryan Nelson, SUTV News.
Dr. Accuse says the region is still experiencing drought-like conditions even after the recent snowfall. He expects it to stay for at least a few more weeks.
Dickinson State University was on high alert on Wednesday. A bomb threat forced the evacuation of a number of residence halls. An employee of the Alumni Foundation received a phone call from an anonymous person stating that they had placed bombs in multiple buildings. Dickinson State Police found out nothing out of the ordinary, and the campus reopened at noon.
The search for a new chancellor of North Dakota's State University system continues. That State Board of Higher Education will interview 4 finalists on March 13th in Bismarck. Fargo State Senator Tim Flackel, California University President Hamid Servani, Missouri University Administration Warren Ray, and Nebraska Education Administration Marshall Hill. A new chancellor should be hired shortly after these final interviews take place.
The third of the 4th major Republican candidates made a stop in Fargo early Thursday morning. Former Massachusetts governor and current Republican frontrunner Mitt Romney was greeted by hundreds of supporters at Wrigley Mechanical in the industrial park. Romney spoke for about a half an hour on a variety of issues, including health care, the economy, and the North Dakota farm industry. His reasons for visiting Fargo and mission was clear. Romney wants North Dakotans to vote for him and become the Republican nominee.
So I'm here in North Dakota today because I want North Dakota's vote. You've got delegates. If you give me your delegates, the likelihood is that I'm going to become the nominee. And if I become the nominee, I'm going to beat Barack Obama and take America back.
President Bill Clinton will be speaking at the North Dakota Democratic Convention in Grand Forks on March 17th.
Students at North Dakota State University have no shortage of opportunities, and one of those opportunities is helping students prepare for the real world. SUTV's reporter Aaron Berner went to check out the Thrifty White Concept Pharmacy.
NDSU has a variety of different majors to choose from, each with their own special qualities. And the pharmacy program is no exception. It is the home of the Thrifty White Concept Pharmacy, a unique tool for professional pharmacy students.
This model pharmacy was built in 2003. It's very innovative in that we have a lot of technology. We have 2 robots that dispense medications, label them and cap them for patient use for our students to practice with.
The licensed pharmacy serves first, second, and third-year professional students with hands-on mock experiences.
They actually receive a prescription. They'll use drug references, whether online or paper-based, to evaluate the prescription, its dose, and so forth. They can call the physician through our internal phone system if they need to make a change, just as they would in practice, and then they actually dispense the medication.
And those students are placed in a real pharmacy for an internship-like experience. The model pharmacy helps to prepare them.
But this is a practice before that practice, so we get the most out of it, and we're useful for that pharmacy, and the preceptors, the people who are in charge of us, actually can use us, and we know a little bit of the base skill. So it does prepare us for that, to prepare for the real world.
And the experience does not go unnoticed by employers.
All of our employers have come back to say that our students are very well prepared to be pharmacists.
The Thrifty White Concept Pharmacy is nationally recognized as being almost one of a kind. So NDSU's pharmacy students are fortunate to have it. I'm Aaron Berner with SU TV News.
The Concept Pharmacy is licensed and could technically fill out prescriptions. It allows students to simulate most areas of actual pharmacy.
I'll tell you what, I was over there obviously, and they've got some pretty cool stuff in there. The robots that dispense the medicine, a lot of moving parts. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for students to have that hands-on experience.
Yes, for sure. Well, some Fargo men participated in Bros on Broadway growing mustaches for a cause. More after this.
With MapBus being the easiest, greenest, and most efficient way to get around North Dakota State University, there are tons of reasons to MapBus.
I'm at Bus to get to class on time. I don't have to use my car, waste gas, or waste time finding a parking spot.
I'm at Bus because their hybrid buses not only help our community and our state, but they're also helping our world.
I'm at Bus not only to get around campus, but to get around the Fargo community. The 25 different routes get me anywhere I need to be.
There are many reasons to Matt Bus. Come find yours.
Join the herd. Be Matt Bus strong.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich. Delivery guys.
Total is $472. How do you want to pay for that today?
I have a few different cards I want to put it on.
There is an easier way to do this. Book charging and rentals, only at the NDSU bookstore. SUTV News is being brought to you by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
3, 2.
Welcome back to SUTV News. North Dakota State University may be forced to cut some programs. Last week, the State Board of Higher Education rejected NDSU's request for a tuition bump of 0.5%.
The board approved maximum tuition increases of 2.5% for four-year colleges, but froze NDSU. Some board members said they feared retaliation from lawmakers because the school had already received an 8.8% bump for the year.
There's legitimate concerns that legislators may see this as a sign that we need to rein NDSU in, or we need to rein in higher education in general, that may lead to eliminations and increases to the budgets of our institutions.
NDSU President Brashani says the school may have to cut academic products and services without the money.
NDSU's Residence Dining Center will soon introduce an alternative menu for students. SUTV reporter Riley Durkin has more.
The Residence Dining Center is a lively place for both fellowship and food. Now, with the addition of an alternative menu, the Dining Center staff is taking an extra step to be extra healthy. The Dining Center will soon be unveiling what they call the lighter side.
So what we're going for is more flavorful food, not necessarily different food, but we'll use chicken breasts and different seasonings on the food to make it more flavorful and with less calories on it.
The menu is designed to cater to students looking for low-calorie or low-fat dishes, as well as a way to attract people to the RDC. The idea for the project was, in fact, suggested by a student.
A student met with Jack Donahue and Mary Sinner, I believe, of the director and associate director of dining services, and was something that they'd seen somewhere else, and they thought that'd be a nice thing to do here.
But how else are students at NDSU staying healthy and watching what they eat?
Well, I try to not eat too much food. I try to maintain to one portion when I go up for servings. I try to make myself a salad and stick to water as a liquid. Pop is over there, but I like to drink water a lot.
Dining Services hopes this will give students an opportunity to not only watch what they eat, but also try some new foods. Reporting for SUTV News, I'm Riley Durkin.
The lighter side menu will open on March 5th.
Downtown Fargo has a bit of a scenic view this week. The Hotel Donaldson is stringing together boxers and briefs from the building as a part of an effort to raise funds for those battling prostate cancer. SUTV News reporter Allie Weary has the story.
Men of the Fargo-Moorhead area have been growing facial hair and donating their drawers for a good cause.
The first year we did it with Movember, which is an international organization, and our philosophy as a business is kind of to keep things local, and so for us it made more sense to branch off and really be the counterpart of bras.
Hotel Donaldson also raises money to fight breast cancer during their Bras on Broadway event each fall.
Bros and bras are such totally different environments. I mean, they're both extremely fun and they are such a great way to fundraise, but they're totally different. There's all kinds of games and the mechanical bull in the restaurant, and everyone's running around in costume.
I got involved because I have some family members and friends, close friends, who've been affected by prostate cancer.
Put down your razor for the month of February and try out their mantra. Grow it, flow it, and show it.
I'm willing to look like a fool if you will give me money to do that. I will put on a show on my lip for you to give me money to give to Cancer Society.
Although it's for a good cause, growing a mustache and maintaining it requires a lot of work.
It's almost like cross-country skiing. You got so many different kind of waxes. You have to comb it, you have to comb through it, you have to wash it out, you have to kind of keep fiddling with it. You end up kind of trimming it a lot. It's way too much work to, unless you're really into it for a real specific look, it's way too much work to be casual about it.
There's still time to participate in tonight's event. It concludes at 10 p.m. This is Allie Weary reporting SUTV News.
Last year, Bros on Broadway raised $30,000. To make your donation, text HOPE to 20222.
Well, it's really cool that they've got this sort of brother and sister sort of events, the Bras on Broadway, now the Bros on Broadway.
Yeah, and it seems like last year they had a great outcome with the money that they raised.
It's looking like it's doing well so far here, too.
NDSU will get a new piece of scenery. We'll tell you more after a look at this week's campus calendar.
There's always something happening on the NDSU campus. Catch it all on SUTV News on Cable 1, Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich. Delivery guys.
Welcome back. You're watching SUTV News. The NDSU Public Relations Society of America has launched their Homegrown Health Plant the Seed campaign.
PRSSA has teamed up with United Way to deliver the one-month campaign focusing on educating parents and children about childhood obesity in the Fargo-Moorhead area.
The campaign aims to encourage parents to take responsibility of their children's eating habits and activity levels. There are several events featured during the campaign, the most recent being a Get Growing Day hosted at the YMCA in downtown Fargo. While the campaign and events are focused on education, the children aren't the only ones benefiting from the experience.
It gives us an opportunity to get real life experience and kind of the chaos that goes behind the actual implementing and creating and facilitating of the campaign.
Back to a two-time. The campaign runs through the end of February. Pledges to the campaign can be made by visiting the Homegrown Health Facebook page.
A new addition to campus will soon be stampeding its way into Bison territory. Student government has been working at making NDSU campus a more visually appealing place by adding a bison monument. LED lights and the NDSU sign will supplement the bronze statue. The monument will be placed right off of Albrecht Boulevard by the library and South Engineering.
Welcoming to the south part of campus. So we're excited about it. It's something different, it's fun, but it adds to the increase of the Bison feel on campus. You know, you want to be on campus and know you're at NDSU and know you're in Bison territory, and that's what this will add to it.
The monument is being donated to campus and is expected to be in place by spring commencement.
Almost 130 students will be taking their spring break trip holding out a helping hand. Students Today Leaders Forever held its kickoff party for its Pay It Forward tours last week. SUTV reporter Taryn Smith has more.
2003, 4 students had a dream that expanded into a national organization. Students Today Leaders Forever then began the Pay It Forward tours.
Yeah, kind of like the staple of STLF is the Pay It Forward tour. What it is, you get 45 college students on a bus. It's all student-led, and what we do, we hit the road, stop in 5 cities along the way. Each city, we stay the night, wake up, do a service project, hit the road again.
The time and effort put into the organization's activities and volunteer work is all student-run.
We call all the service projects all by ourselves.
When students were asked what their favorite part of being in this organization was, their answers seemed to be the same.
And what I like best about all these tours and why I do it so much is because through these tours I meet so many new people.
Through it all, the service to others has remained their main goal.
People would say it's pretty uncomfortable, and there are times it is. You get up early, late nights, but what you get up to is community service and helping people, and every morning you do that, it's all worth it. It really is.
This is Taryn Smith with SUTV News.
On March 9th, the next Pay It Forward tour takes off to Dallas, Texas, Washington, D.C., and Denver, Colorado.
Shows like Jersey Shore are a hot topic for many young people and old across the United States. And whether they love or hate the shows, it seems that everyone has a strong opinion about them.
This week's Sidewalk Stampede sets out to find out how NDSU students feel about reality TV.
I don't know, in an age where the History Channel is more focused on things like swamp people and ice road truckers, there's kind of not much to find on TV these days that's necessarily the kind of culture thing you might want to find. So those people that like Jersey Shore, those kind of shows, more power to them.
At least you know that it's not real. Like, they try so hard to make it look like it's real. Like Jersey Shore, woo! And, like, that's what real life is, and it's really not. Like with the Big Bang Theory, those could be real people. You know that they're not. Like, these are real people doing stupid things.
No, it's just too much drama in there. And
it's an insult to humanity.
I do not watch Jersey Shore. I do not approve of Jersey Shore on any levels, for the fact.
Yeah, basically.
Well, there's a lot of mixed opinions about reality TV here.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with those guys. I don't approve of Jersey Shore either.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a big fan.
Well, it's kind of a toss-up sometimes.
Well, when we come back, we'll take a look at the Summit League tournaments. Sports is up next.
How do you want to pay for that today?
I have a few different cards I want to put it on.
There is an easier way to do this. Book charging and rentals, only at the NDSU bookstore.
With MapBus being the easiest, greenest, and most efficient way to get around North Dakota State University, there are tons of reasons to MapBus.
I'm at Bus to get to class on time. I don't have to use my car, waste gas, or waste time finding a parking spot.
I'm at Bus because their hybrid buses not only help our community and our state, but they're also helping our world.
I'm at Bus not only to get around campus, but to get around the Fargo community. The 25 different routes get me anywhere I need to be.
There are many reasons to Matt Bus. Come find yours.
Join the herd. Be Matt Bus strong.
There's always something happening on the NDSU campus. Catch it all on SUTV News on Cable 1, Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go.
SUTV Sports is being brought to you by Shields. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Shields.
Welcome back. The regular season finale for the Bison women's basketball team ended up being decided on a last-second shot. With the win, the Bison would move from 7th all the way up to 4th in the Summit League standings. Inside the Bison Sports Arena now versus IUPUI. We'll pick up the action in the second half. 5 minutes left. Bison trailing by 7. Danielle Murray throws it down low to Janae Burrich. She'll put it off the glass and in. Bison pull within 5. 2 minutes left. Now the game tied. IUPUI's Novana Markovic hits the jumper. Jaguars go up by 2. Under 30 seconds left. The game still tied. IUPUI will drive baseline. Be blocked by Burrich right there. Rebounded by Murray. Timeout on the court. With the game tied at 56, NDSU's play-by-play Scott Miller was on the call.
2.1 seconds left. Again, Linz underneath. Finds the Gagne, right baseline. Shovels it up. No, the rebound for Linz. Put back good at the window. And the Bison win. The Bison win. 58-56. And they'll claim the 4th seed into the Summit League tournament. Bye.
My, oh my is right. There's your full bracket for the women's. SDSU and IPFW will face off on top. Your Bison will face that same IUPUI team as last Monday night. Oral Roberts will take on Western Illinois, and UMKC will take on Oakland. The Bison men will begin the league tournament riding a 2-game losing streak. They enter as the 5th seed and will take on 4th seed Western Illinois Sunday at 6 p.m. These two teams played last weekend with Leathernecks winning 77-64. In other quarterfinal games, number 1 Oral Roberts will take on IPFW, South Dakota State will take on IUPUI, and Oakland will face off with Southern Utah.
But this is 3 new games. This is 3 games for everything. It's a new season. Forget everything else that happened. You go down there, and if you play well, you got a chance to win.
Say it's basically like a neutral floor. Just like come out, play basketball, play Bison basketball, get a lot of defensive shots, and just create offensive for ourselves, and we should be able to come out with the W.
You know, playoff basketball, a little bit more physical, a little bit less gets called on the refs end, but you know, I think we're made for that. We're a pretty physical team ourselves, so.
All these kids grow up dreaming of being in the NCAA tournament, so you're not going to be able to take the nerves and the butterflies away. You don't want them totally taken away. But at the same time, it is important that they understand that, especially for seniors, it seems like they come out with everything they have and then about 5 notches more in this type of environment.
The championship game will be played Tuesday night at 8:30. To golf now, where junior Nathan Anderson won his first collegiate golf tournament at the Quintero Invitational in Pierre, Arizona. Nathan's sister, junior Amy Anderson, continued her strong play as she finished 3rd at the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islander Classic Golf Tournament. Both the men's and the women's teams will next compete in the South Dakota State Jackrabbit Invitational in Primm, Nevada over spring break. The Bison look to improve upon last year's 4th place finish when they compete in the NCAA Western Regional this weekend. The wrestling team has 3 athletes in the final coaches panel, including Stephen Monk at 10th, Trent Sprinkle at 19th, and Max Stoll at number 32 in their respective weight classes.
This time of year, you know, everybody's been through the grind of a long season, and people are getting worn out, and we really focus on taking advantage of that aspect. And for our guys, you know, ultimately it comes down to who's mentally prepared and who's going to go out and fight and have the bigger heart at this time of year.
The tournament starts on March 4th in Cedar Falls, Iowa. The championship match will be taking place at 4 p.m. with the top 17 teams making the NCAA tournament. Well, back to basketball now. Taylor Braun named the first team Summit League. Should be a good weekend down there in Sioux Falls as both teams will compete in that Summit League tournament.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Should be a good weekend.
Indeed. All right, well, we'll have more for you after this.
With MapBus being the easiest, greenest, and most efficient way to get around North Dakota State University, there are tons of reasons to MapBus.
I'm at Bus to get to class on time. I don't have to use my car, waste gas, or waste time finding a parking spot.
I'm at Bus because their hybrid buses not only help our community and our state, but they're also helping our world.
I'm at Bus not only to get around campus, but to get around the Fargo community. The 25 different routes get me anywhere I need to be.
There are many reasons to Matt Bus. Come find yours.
Join the herd. Be Matt Bus strong.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich. Delivery guys.
Total is $472. How do you want to pay for that today?
I have a few different cards I want to put it on.
There is an easier way to do this. Book charging and rentals, only at the NDSU bookstore.
Thank you for joining us. Be sure to pick up a copy of The Spectrum and check us out at www.ndsusbin.com. Have a great night.